hand over the equipment and take your money. The Supreme Council of Ukraine adopted a law that provides rewards for handing over Russian military equipment. Each type of vehicles or weapons has its own fee. For example, a warship or plane first or second grade, the largest in Russian fleet, cost $1 million. Helicopters or military vessels of third and fourth grade, $500,000. Support vessels are estimated in $200,000. Tank or ground artillery vehicle will bring $100,000. Infantry fighting vehicles, armored personnel carriers or small military vessels are rewarded with $50,000. $35,000 can be received for handing over a multiple launch rocket systems such as Tornado or Hurricane, and $25,000 for Grad. Light military vehicles are estimated in $10,000. Ukrainian authorities expect that the equipment will be handed over by Russians themselves. For them, officials guarantee the secrecy of the transfer, receiving of new documents, and security of their stay on the territory of Ukraine. Moreover, Ukrainian government even promised to facilitate travel to a third, safer country. But not only Russians will be able to get rewarded for the equipment.
Rewards for Russian military equipment can be received by Ukrainian soldiers and security officers involved in the war, civilian Ukrainians and Russian soldiers. These payments will also be available to foreign citizens who are legally on the territory of Ukraine in the armed forces and perform the tasks of the armed forces of Ukraine.
Currently, Chechens and Georgians serve in separate battalions in the armed forces of Ukraine. On the fourth day of the open Russian invasion, the state even announced enlistment in the Foreign Legion. A citizen of any country can join it. There are only two exceptions: Russians and Belarusians. The main condition for those who want to fight: the presence of combat experience. If a volunteer decides to join the Ukrainian Foreign Legion, he or she should contact the Ukrainian embassy in his or her country. Specialists will provide information on what documents and things are needed. Then the volunteer is interviewed by the attaché. He will be instructed on how to travel within Ukraine. As soon as the legionnaire arrives at the specified collection point, he immediately signs the contract. From that moment on, he is no longer a volunteer and becomes a soldier of the armed forces of Ukraine, who must carry out all orders of commanders. The agreement signed by a foreigner is valid until the end of the martial law in Ukraine. According to the unit spokesman Damien Magru, one of the first volunteers, the Legion now includes citizens from 52 countries. Most of them are Americans, British, Poles, Canadians, Norwegians, Finns, Danes, and citizens of the Baltic states. But there are also representatives of Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Anton Mironovich, a spokesman for the Legion of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, says that since the announcement of the unit, the country has received over 40,000 applications to join the formation. This is 1/6 of the total number of the armed forces of Ukraine before the start of a war. Therefore, it's not surprising that not all those who sent applications were accepted to the Foreign Legion. Those who joined the unit will have the same rights and responsibilities as Ukrainians, so they can also get a reward from Ukraine for captured Russian military equipment. In the near future, the mechanism of these payments should be developed by the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine.